Well, thanks for joining us. You're getting ready again for another busy week of League One football. You've extended your unbeaten run to 3 games in the league, 4 in total. Just how satisfied are you now as you assess where you are with how you've taken to life in League One with your squad?
I think it's a bit too early to tell, if truth be told. But if you were going to put it down, I'd say we're heading in the right direction.
In terms of heading in the right direction, would you say one thing is you're looking harder to beat?
Well, I think that was definitely the case Saturday and in the previous few games, going back to Hull. It was required, and like I've said to you 2 or 3 times now, the players deserve a huge amount of credit for that. They're on board with action, whilst taking nothing away from the other end of the pitch. I know Saturday wasn't vintage attacking play from us, but I think by and large, with like I said, the players are taking on board what we want of them from a defensive point of view, whilst also trying to limit the sort of reward of the attacking. How we go out about our attacking play from that defensive shape. So, yeah, I think, like I said, there's still work to do, plenty of work to do with all of them. But I think we're heading in the right direction.
There's no doubt about it. Over the last few years, the defensive side of the game for Alexander has improved, because for many, many years, they would score a lot of goals and they could concede a hell of a lot of goals as well. Is that down to a lot of hard work that you put in on the training ground? Is that something that players do want to take on, defensive duties? Because I should imagine every footballer, when they're out training, loves the exciting sessions.
Yeah, I think you're probably about right. There's no better feeling than scoring a goal. On a football pitch, at least, anyway. So yeah, you've always got to get that buy-in. It's not something that we particularly coach as often. Well, it's certainly the case. We don't coach as often as we do the attacking play, and that goes right from under 6s, 7s, and 8s all the way through to the first team. However, it's required. If you don't concede goals, you've got a great chance of winning the game. I think Sunderland's a great example of that. We've got tomorrow, so. Yeah, it's an area that we've improved in, and we've needed to improve over the last 2, 3, 4 years, and you reap the rewards of the hard work you put in.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If you get that blend spot on, like you did last year, you won promotion by scoring goals and being hard to beat, and you're finding your feet in League One that way, because you have got exciting footballers, haven't you? And I think, again, it proved, yes, you didn't do too much attacking on Saturday, but the goal that you made and scored was right up there with top draw stuff.
I think it was the one move that any team put together on Saturday. I don't think there was. When I said I don't think there was much football played, I don't want letters from Blackpool fans, because they were doing all the passing, if you like. By moves, I mean attacking intent, attacking threat, leading to chances, leading to goals. Because as much as we didn't do that, I don't think Blackpool did either. But they had all the ball to try and make that happen. The one time we did have the ball for, longer than 2 seconds, we created a move. So, we've got to do that more often. We've got to get more control of the game, and that's what we pride ourselves on. That's how we go about our business. But, we've got to, like I said, give the players the credit they deserve when they haven't played that well, that they still come out with something from the game.
You came out with something with the game because you took the lead through that great move, finished off by Mikhail Mandon. We've spoken to him ahead, of course, of the Sunderland game. It's back to his former club where it all started from him. But he's certainly producing the business, Dave, and he's got his feet firmly on the ground. Have you found that as well, first of all, about his makeup?
Yeah, listen, he's a breath of fresh air, that fellow, every day. He comes in, big beaming smile on his face. He makes everyone laugh that he speaks to. The only time he's serious, I think, is when he's speaking to you guys. So,
I'm not sure about that today. He started laughing and he put me in my place. He said, I'm laughing even if I'm not happy.
That's what he's like, honestly. He's an absolute fresh air. He's a real good bloke, good character. Works his socks off. Got plenty about him. Suits how we play. Seems to be loving life in Crewe, and hopefully that'll continue.
he was one of those players who was available probably because he just didn't have that record of scoring. But he has had goals to his name and he has played at a good level. Was that one of the reasons that you thought he could be that man that we want because you could still work with him? I think he's 26 years of age.
Yeah, I think when we try and profile players to bring in, you know, it's easy to go, oh, he needs to have scored lots of goals if you're after a number 9. And obviously that helps. That gives you some comfort. But there's plenty of strikers that I can think of over the years at all levels that have gone from one team playing a certain way, going into another team, sometimes better, usually better, because they've gone up a level, playing a different way, sometimes the same level, sometimes even down a level, and not scored goals. Now, that's not because that player overnight has become a poor player. That's because of the profile of what you're trying to get out of that player is probably not a good fit. And we try and work hard at that. I'm not saying we get it right all the time, far from it. You know, there's like I've said to you before, there's a lot of, it's more of an art than a science, an exact science, recruitment, and it's probably the toughest bit of the whole job. But the way we try and profile the players and what we want, we think he's not a bad fit, and hopefully that's going to continue throughout the season.
Well, he's really excited about going back. This would have been one of those real fixtures, wouldn't it? You know, if we were in the normal. It's still one of those fixtures because it's Sunderland versus Crewe at the Stadium of Light. What a fantastic sort of feel to it before you even kick a ball. You're taking your team to, you know, arguably one of the biggest clubs outside the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah, it's why we want to be in League One. It's why we want to stay in League One. It's why we want these games more often, every week. It's going to be a great challenge for us. Big club, huge club. I think everyone's watched the documentary. Hopefully, if they're still filming, you know, they might do 2 minutes of an episode on us and when we came to town, and hopefully it's a positive light, you know, from all Crewe fans' point of view.
And when you go there, you know, I know there's no supporters, but it's still an intimidating place. You would have no fears about your players. They're ready for all this now, aren't they? You know, big stadiums, big clubs with big reputations.
Yeah, that doesn't worry me. That's a mental thing. You know, Sunderland's a massive club. I'm not sure Hull's that far behind, and we've already been there. You know, a very recent example, Middlesbrough, same neck of the woods, all them 3 clubs, neck of the woods. Last season went there, 8,000, 10,000, whatever it was. You know, so I've got no worries in that respect.
Are you finding much difference in the scenarios you're coming up against from your League Two? I know it's early days to what you're facing in League One.
I'm enjoying the games more. There's more football played. There's better football played. Win, lose or draw, you've seen a better game of football. That's definitely the case. So even if we've not got the win, you actually walk out the ground going, yeah, I got entertained today. I enjoyed today. You know, from a purely football aspect. There were some games last year that, again, there were some games where we'd won, and I was just going home going, that was terrible. It's a good job we try and play football because it'd have been awful. So there's definitely that element. I'm not trying to sound like a snob, if anybody thinks that, because I don't think I am. But I'd much rather see a football game than a hoof it in the air and see if there's a wind blowing kind of game, and that's just not for me. Football, and it's how it should be played, but I understand that that's how some people want it to see it played. So I think, you know, for League One so far, there's definitely been more football played, which is refreshing.
Ahead of taking that trip to Sunderland, is it a time to just assess how they are, the boys fitness-wise? You've got through clear, no problems, COVID-19, all negatives, brilliant news. But having played Saturday, you know, you've got a Tuesday, then you go again away on Saturday. Your squad's got the extra players back in there as well, so there's a good choice for you.
Yeah, look, we'll see who's available after Saturday and see who's got affected by coronavirus, and then see who Oxford wants wants to play, and then we'll go from there, and we'll pick who's left.
But you feel as though you're all right. You would have checked out your players from Saturday. No extra injuries to be concerned with.
There's always niggles, Graham.
And just on that transfer window closing on Friday, you've got the same players now to work with, to fingers crossed all season. But who knows what will happen in January? How pleasing was that for you?
Yeah, I don't think we ever. I'd put it this way: I didn't pencil in a late night Friday, or a late afternoon. I didn't. There's some deadline days that are looming, and you think it's going to be a long day. That one, either from on our insistence or others' insistence. I never felt that was the case all the way through the window. Really, there was one or two inquiries about one or two of our players that I have to say they'd have probably got more of a response if they'd wrote them on, or it'd have been more applicable if they'd have wrote them on the back of a fag packet because they were derogatory. However, that's what people do. So I can't knock them for trying. I'm not knocking them for trying, but they obviously think we're a football club that's struggling financially, and that's not the case.